own barren mysteries. Along the southwest coast of Africa, a vast ocean of sand spreads inland for 60 miles, an inexorable tide that is growing at the rate of 4 yards a year. To survive here, a baboon gathers dried seeds, while grazing animals like the oryx forage for the little vegetation there is. This is the Namib Desert, one of the driest places on Earth, where only the most resourceful endure. A rare rain in the distant mountains, however, can create a flood along an ancient riverbed. There will be a miraculous reawakening of life. For buried in the sand, sometimes for years, are the eggs of incredible creatures awaiting a drop of water to bring them to life. These are miniature shrimp. In a rush of vitality, while the water lasts, they will breed, lay their eggs, and die. Within days, most of the water vanishes into the sand. At the few remaining water holes, oryx compete for a final drink. The desert soon reclaims the riverbed, leaving the creatures of the desert to survive by absorbing the moisture of an evening fog that occasionally rolls in from the sea. To get a drink from the sky, a beetle will even stand on its head. As the fog condenses on its body, the drops trickle into the beetle's mouth. A gecko lizard gathers in the precious beads of water with a flick of its tongue, a technique it shares with the sidewinder snake. The tenacity of life in such a harsh climate is a tribute to the ability of each creature to adapt to its environment. Nowhere is such adaptation more obvious than in the outback of Australia. Where kangaroos once roamed as the largest wild animals on the continent, imported camels are now at home. Brought to Australia from the Middle East in the mid-19th century, camels not only adapted to local conditions, but also provided the labor to transform the nation. Harnessed by early pioneers, camels blazed the trails that would soon become railroad tracks. As beasts of burden, however, their days were numbered. They were soon replaced by machines and turned loose to fend for themselves. The herd then numbered 1,500. Now, however, over 20,000 run wild in the desert. To Australian cowboys, camels are money on the hook, but hard to get in hand. Each camel is worth $1,000, once captured and domesticated. Ironically, they are sold back to the place they originally came from, the Middle East, where there is, believe it or not, a shortage of camels. An easier way to make $1,000 with camels is to be the winner of the annual race run in Australia's outback outpost, Alice Springs. For camels, the adaptation to the arid climate of Australia was an easy one. The desert, however, does not always provide such a welcome to strangers. To the Mojave Desert of the American West, prospectors once came in the hope of striking it rich. As the gold and silver petered out, however, the miners moved on. Behind them, they left ghost towns like Crackerjack, Skidoo, and Chloride City to mark the passage of those glory days. For some towns, however, the days of glory are far from over. Death Valley Junction is hardly the thriving community it was when a major borax mining operation made it home base. Now it boasts but 9 permanent residents. To see just one of them, however, many people have made a special trip to this isolated place. Marta Beckett is a one-woman institution. She's chief set designer, artistic director, and sole performer at Death Valley Junction's Opera House. She stopped here by accident in 1967 when her car had a flat tire, and she's been here ever since. Marta is a professional dancer. Yet in the early days, when the theater was still just a converted movie house, audiences were few and far between. So, with a paintbrush and imagination, she created her own permanent audience. For their silent approval, she would perform her original choreography. To Marta Beckett, the isolation reinforced a determination to win the attention of an appreciative audience. In the meantime, when the curtain went up, she gave a complete performance. It didn't matter if there was an audience of one or none at all. Now, after 17 years of persistent effort, on most Friday and Saturday nights, Marta plays to a full house. Delighted tourists from as far away as Europe come to see Marta Beckett dance the countless roles she has created. For Marta Beckett, the applause is proof that dreams come true. Death Valley Junction, a dying town revived by a living legend. Believe it or not.